Have you ever felt that special feeling when you're the funniest person in the room? Hey, stop blushing. Don't be shy. Fooled you, didn't I? Stand up comics are always the funniest person in any room they go into. It seems they have jokes for just about every occasion. Now, for most of us, the prospect of standing in front of a crowd to tell jokes just makes us say one word gulp. But for real stand up comics, there's a feeling they just can't get enough of. Here's comedian Linda Orr with her very own stand up comedy.
Hi, I'm Linda from Wisconsin, also known as the Dairyland to the north. Yeah, I love my dairy. Can't get enough of it. I could totally live off of dairy products. Nothing but cow giving goodness. Not only does nature make the cow such a tasty animal, but it also produces such great stuff before it becomes a steak. Come on, who doesn't like butter, cheese, and milk? It's only the holy trinity of the food chain, if you ask me. Just what we're raised on up there. Jeffrey Dahmer is from Wisconsin, but he wasn't much of a cheese connoisseur. Every young girl growing up in Wisconsin loves getting a brick of cheese for her birthday. Nothing quite like it. My sister and I would get out our jumbo wheel of cheese for our birthday. We're twins, you know. It took us a couple years to realize you actually had to peel off that top layer of plastic first. But we never let that stop us. We get that thing down before lunch. Of course, cheese presents always depended on how you behaved the previous year. If you're good, you'd get a nice wheel of cheddar. If not, you got stuck with a runny wheel of brie. You could tell because it would be leaking out of the box before you even opened it. Kind of leave a trail on the floor. Speaking of trails on the floor, some of the less fortunate kids got diarrhea from the cheese. Diarrhea is great, especially if you want to lose weight. Did you ever listen to someone have diarrhea next to you in the bathroom at the mall? What if that person was Tom Cruise? Because that happened to me. Once I was in a unisex bathroom and Tom Cruise came next to me. And I never actually saw his face, but I could tell it was him because I could see his little feet dangling along the bowl, and it smelled just like used rubbers. Let me tell you, more than just his career dropped in the toilet, risky business. Don't worry, I'm not going to take my clothes off and get on a train. I was on a date once with someone who had diarrhea. He thought the bottom of the chair was going to help him hold everything in. Boy, was he wrong. It was like a river of runny brie underneath there. Let's just say that was a crap date. No question about it. Don't you hate it when you get diarrhea and then you think you're finally over the hump? So you eat some Indian food and then it's like liquid gold all over again? Duh. It's always best to stick old corn and peanuts until 3 days pass on the colander. That's a calendar for your butt. My twin sister, had diarrhea once. Doctor made her keep a diarrhea journal, but she just called it her diary. Speaking of tainted seats, remember when Rod Blagojevich tried to sell Barack Obama's Senate seat and wound up in prison? Hey, it's all fair game here. I'll bet he had diarrhea the night before he went into prison, which is probably the best thing ever. Some call it nerves, but I call it a case of the luckies. Do you know that Blagojevich is a weird last name? Well, he actually got that last name when his grandfather threw up at Ellis Island. Blagojevich. Anyway, once my grandma got diarrhea, just enormous amounts of diarrhea. Let's just say that she didn't need any Metamucil for weeks. She didn't respond very well to any kind of binding medications, but all us kids were like, we're not loosening your chains until you stop farting. No question about it. Growing up in Wisconsin was great.
Wow, Linda, that was hilarious. Come on over. Thanks for being on Steve Gadlin Star Makers.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, it was really funny. I love how stand-up comedians can just tell any story and make them hilarious. What are your aspirations in comedy?
Well, I'd like to be on Saturday Night Live or 30 Rock. I guess that's not on anymore.
Well, you never know. They do a lot of reboots. So, and here we are at the intersection of Hollywood and or Broadway. It sounds like Broadway's where you want to be in New York with those shows. So what kinds of things do you do to practice your comedy?
Well, I write a lot of things down And yeah, I mean, I do a lot of things for my husband and just, keep my eyes open.
That's right. I think that's a big part of it. We observe things, or comedians do, and that's what makes them so funny. Well, we enjoyed having you on the show so much, Linda. I expect great things from you in comedy. Hey, stick with us because we'll be right back. We've got more. Hi, I'm Steve Gadlin, the host of Steve Gadlin Star Makers. Thanks so much for watching our video. For more of tomorrow's stars of Hollywood and/or Broadway, click on my face to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I hope to see you again.